What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to today's episode of Solutions. So, on today, I'm here with my brother Justin. So, introduce yourself, Church.
What's up, y'all, man? Blessing to be on here. My name Justo, the CEO on Instagram. My boy wanted me to get up on here. I'm in the credit field. I'm a 21-year entrepreneur. And, I'm here to inform, and have a good talk with my boy today.
Bro, and today we're going to discuss how we got our credit right and simple steps that you can take to build yours too. So, as always, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I pray that y'all having a blessed day. I believe that the main thing as far as credit is really that barrier to entry. I really say don't be afraid to educate yourself first and foremost, as well as your children on credit, because that can mean a world of a difference as far as getting started. Like, how did you even get into the credit space?
Nah, for sure. Because, like, what you just said, like, informing your children on the credit, that's how I got started. You know what I'm saying? My mother, for sure, she had good credit. And what she did was she added me on her credit cards, and that gave me a real good step ahead of my class and my generation, because everybody didn't have that advantage. So, speaking to y'all, if y'all have that advantage, if your parents have good credit, use that, tool to your advantage, because a lot of people don't have that, you know what I'm saying? So just doing that and her letting me know how much credit was important, that's what got me started in it. And then when it comes to what I'm doing now, like, with the business funding and helping other people, was just being an entrepreneur and knowing how much capital is necessary when you start a business. And a lot of people don't just have, thousands of dollars just to go start or invest into their business. So, leveraging your credit was a big thing for me. And so I just, took the opportunity to just go deep in and learn more about it, so I could, utilize that to help my business grow.
That's facts. Because, like, some businesses have a lower barrier to entry. Honestly, the higher barrier to entry businesses are good ones to be in. Like say something that's highly capital intensive, like you need a physical location to do your business out of. Those businesses are, number one, they're capital intensive, so it's lucrative for you to have that access to credit. Like, for you to have that line of credit is a world of a difference, because that's the difference between you having to borrow money from somebody else, opposed to, people always say OPM. If you're going to have a private lender, make sure it's set up properly, make sure it's structured properly. But the bank could be your lender. In the bank, they not going, y'all terms is clear cut. It ain't going to be no, when can I get my money back? Everything is clearly defined. And from our conversations, it's predictable. So now it's like, that when you go into it, okay, you're going to have 0% interest for X amount of months. So you having that knowledge and understanding how your utilization affects your credit, how your limits, your accounts, how all of that affects your credit score and your profile, knowing that it's a difference between having a strong score and a strong profile. Because I had an AU status as well. I got my first credit card through American Express because my mom put me down as an authorized user on one of her cards. That was a $2,000 card. First card, I'm like 18, 19. American Express, now you building a relationship with that lender. So when you go to apply for whatever it is, I strongly encourage you to apply for business credit for assets. But even when it comes to, like, say you just want to be knowledgeable, you want to be financially literate, if you work in a traditional job or you doing something regular to make money, you still want to be able to be approved for, say, that house or that car that you want. Like, you getting lower interest rates, you getting better terms, which means, bro, you can go, you're going to be approved, or they offering you money before you even get up with them. So that made a world of a difference for me, because I get 2 new credit cards every 6 months, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That he know how to, bro. So, how you feel about that? Like having a lot of credit cards and just leveraging credit in general.
I feel like you gotta know what you doing with credit first, and a lot of people, like, having, like, no shade to you, but like having a lot of credit cards, it's a good thing and a bad thing. And that's why I say it's about the route you want to take with credit. Like, a lot of people, how I put it with credit, it's 2 things how you could go with credit, and this is what I explain to my clients. Like, you can either just go the obtain route, meaning what all of us usually know what we could do with credit. Go get approved for an auto loan, go get approved for a mortgage loan, or just have credit cards to, spend. The other way, how I see it, is just leveraging credit. going to the bank and getting this money from the bank and then leveraging it to go invest and then keeping the profits and then paying it back. So now you can go afford that mortgage loan or that auto loan because you created another stream of income with that credit instead of just going to obtain something. So that's how I would look at it. I would definitely say know which route you taking first. Like me personally and you, we young. I feel like every young person should go the leveraging route first because yeah, you might want a car or need a car, but making sure you can afford that car. I feel like that was the most important thing for me. So that's why I went the leveraging route. So I could be like, okay, if I want a car, I have another stream of income that could cover that car note or whatever it is. And now I don't have to, go work for it, you know what I'm saying? And then now I could do both. But sometimes, especially the route I take, going to go obtain credit, so like going to go get more credit cards or loans or whatever, it might affect you when it comes to that leveraging thing, because when you leverage your credit you might need more, and they're going to look at what you already have open. And if you have new accounts open, sometimes the bank may look at you like, okay, you've been doing good with credit, but we want to see how you are with these new accounts. How are you managing this? And then you already have some debt, so they at least want you to bring it down, so your debt to income ratio. So I would definitely say know which route you're taking, and then when you figure that out, then you could be like, okay, I'm gonna do this first, then do this. So you definitely have to be strategic when it comes to credit. You don't want to just be out here getting approved for everything, and because they want your debt. You know what I'm saying? Like the banks want your debt. They want you to get those credit cards, those loans, everything. Because it's beneficial to them. So you definitely got to be strategic which way you gonna go.
That's facts. Like they gonna send you mail, all types of stuff. So when he talks about leverage, that means like opposed to you, the example that I gave for the traditional person, going and getting going and getting cars, cribs, whatever, something that ultimately is a liability, you leveraging it to go into assets, whether that be real estate, whether that be starting a business, whether that be acquiring a business, whether that be a business venture, you investing in somebody else's business, whatever. Us being young, like you said, now is the time for us to take risks.
Yep.
You really can't allow someone that's older, this is something that's huge to me, don't allow somebody that's older or not in the position that you want to be to frown upon your process. Like in another video, I was talking about how we really have to step away from being in a consumer mentality and being a producer mentality. Like we have to think, okay, instead of me spending this $10,000 credit card limit on some gifts that we probably gonna forget about, even if we don't, I'm gonna be paying this off until next Christmas. You leverage that to, okay, if I get approved for 10 on the personal side, I'm gonna be approved for 10 or more on the business side, because they know I'm gonna leverage it for business purposes. And then you go and you actually execute on those strategies, then you'll be able to afford, like he said, those things that you actually want. In addition to that, you being able to transition out of trading your time for money to trading value for money. Now it's like when you go and buy that pickup truck, now it's a tax write-off.
Yeah, for sure.
Now it's a part of you running the business. Now taxes and all that, we'll make that a whole different video, but some people like, oh yeah, you want to pay your taxes so it'll look like you making money on paper. That's good if you looking to sell your business, but in addition to having a strategy for credit, you need to have a strategy for your business as well.
Yeah.
If you have a strategy for say you want to sell your brand, you want to build your plumbing company for 3 years and then sell it, you want to report your taxes. But if you do straight write-offs, you're not going to look like you making money on paper. And you would have to use, is that your experience? You have to use specific loan products because you're not displaying so much on paper?
So to talk about that, I feel like, I ain't gonna say a real business, but how I've been going about business, I feel like the first real businesses, or like when you start a business, your first 2 to 3 years on paper is not gonna look like you making enough money, or making money at all. So, and what I tell my clients, because the way I go with business funded, I don't go the loan route. I go the business credit card stacking route, because of 2 reasons. The first reason is it says all the money that I help my clients get is at 0% interest for the first 12 to 18 months. So now my clients have an advantage than other businesses because their money that they're borrowing, they don't have to pay no interest on it for the first almost year and a half. So now they got access to almost $100,000 plus, and they don't got to pay no interest on that money
Per LLC.
Per LLC. Then also, when it comes to those business credit cards, they don't ask for no proof of income. So that's why I say, it is, you know, for the first 3 years, you know, it ain't gonna be looking like you making no money, but that doesn't matter when it's time to go get the fund. The route I take, you know, because like I said, I don't take the loans, I take the business credit card route. So we could say what we're projected to make on those business credit card applications. Basically, like, hey, I know I'm gonna make this much amount of money when I get this money from you guys to go invest, you know, and they will go based off that. Also, it's like they don't ask for no bank statements or those tax documents, you know, to prove what we put on that application. So like I said, it's like a projection. So I would say, you know, like I said, the first 2 to 3 years, you should be tax writing off a lot, you know, so you can reinvest into your business. So whether that is cars, you know, more equipment, you know, paying for marketing, whatever it is, you need to spend those first 2 to 3 years because you're probably not going to be making that much. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to get taxed on a lot that you're barely making. So I would say definitely try to spend until, like, you know, I ain't gonna say you making $100K a year, but like, you know, when you really start making money, that's when I feel like you should be, you know, paying for taxes on your business. But the first 2 to 3 years, I don't think a business would. But it ain't gonna lie, if you making that much money the first 2 to 3 years, that's a blessing. And then yeah, you'll have that opportunity to, you know, pay taxes because, like, okay, what else should you spend that money on? You don't want to be, you know, just spending money on stuff that you can't tax right off. But what I would say, you know, I know we ain't trying to get deep into taxes, you know, to help y'all with those first 2 to 3 years, you wanna definitely invest into things that's for your business. So me, for an example, I have a clothing brand, so I can go, you know, go buy clothes because it's a clothing brand. So now it's basically you trying to get as much personal things that relates to business that you can tax right off. So cars, part of your, you know, apartment, go get a office space or something like that. You know, it's a lot of things that you can go do. Your phone bill, you know, everything. If you start, like you said, if we start looking at liabilities like assets, we'll be able to tax write those things off. So I feel like when we had that type of mindset and just think of things like that, then everything would, you know, look better. And then also, like, a lot of people don't know, a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs, they go take trips, and those are tax write-offs, you know, because they're actually talking about business on those trips. So planes, hotel stays, meals, everything, car rentals, that stuff is, you know, that stuff are tax write-offs for them because they saying, hey, we finna go here and go talk about biz, talk about what we need to do with the business, and then that's it. And then it's just a tax write-off. So one conversation could turn something into a liability to an asset. Well, something that's not tax write-off, it is something that is. So
that's facts. You was finna spend thousands of dollars on that trip, bro. Finna be liable for all them taxes. So that's a producer's mentality. He has a producer's mentality. That's thinking every time I spend money, it's probably like my third video saying this, but it's either going to a business or a municipality that I say most likely mishandling your money. So how can I make this work for me? I personally use my credit cards as much as possible. Yeah. Like, use it like a debit card. Use it and pay it off.
You should.
Like, bro, you're gonna get points or cash back based on what it is. Make sure that you know what the benefits are going into it, because not every credit card offers the same things, but you're going to get points. It's going to build your credit score. You're going to build a relationship with the lenders, which is something that's huge. When he talk about you doing tax write-offs, they're not really looking at that when you go through him, specifically when you're going the route that he's referring to. But now you building this relationship with lenders. American Express, I go to American Express. Back when I used to work at DRG Title, Women Black Owned Title Company. Shout out to DRG Title, but like American Express, they was trying to give me a $10,000 loan. I'm making $18 an hour, and they're trying to give me a $10,000 personal loan. So if I would have went to them like, look, I got the business plan. I've been making this here. I already got the relationship with them because I'm consistently using that one card that I got approved for through the authorized user status. That's what it's called specifically. Go to somebody that's financially literate. You know, make sure the utilization is low and the limit is high, or the proportion, the percentage, the utilization is what's important. Yeah. Bro, the age is there, they're going to turn you up. You're going to have access to it. They give you $10,000 on the personal side. I'm talking about a loan, not even a line. Like, they send me like, hey, accept this. I'm like, gee, like, no. Like, I don't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it at that point. So you having a relationship, that's what's going to help you be approved as you're doing these tax write-offs. Yeah. Because loans and lines of credit and all of that, the process is different. But if you already got a relationship with the lender, say your bank account is with them, say on paper you making zero because you filed straight tax exemptions. Well, tax deductions, not tax exemptions. They two separate things. but your checking account is with them. Your credit card is with them. They know that your credit card is paid off. They can see your checking account. Your relationship, man, bro. Literally, bro. Like straight game. Yeah. So, how you feel about using your credit card for everything? Like you said, knowledge first. But how do you feel about that?
You like you said, bro. You should, because when you named all those things that you get when you use your credit card. You go to debit card, you don't get nothing but what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all is using it, because you're going to at least get something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how I look at it is like, okay, you was going to spend that money anyway. $20 to go put in your tank. When you use your debit card, you just giving your $20 to the gas station and then getting the gas in your car. But when you use your credit card, Capital One or whoever that credit card is with, giving the gas station $20. Now you owe Capital One. Your gas still go in your car. You just pay them the $20. Now, like you said, you get cash back. You get some points. You get something. And later on down the line, that's money stacked up away, that you could just put in your savings account, because you're making some money back. Like I said, when you spend that debit card, you don't get nothing but what you paid for. Or that could turn into points. Like you say, it could turn into numerous of things. Now you got a hotel stay for free or a free flight or whatever, just because you steady using that credit card. So, like you say, I feel like that's way important. I feel like the only thing a checking account should be used for, that it's attached to a debit card, is to pay a credit card off. That's the only thing I feel. I know sometimes people don't take credit cards, so yeah, you got go that route with the debit card, but definitely always use your credit card, because you're gonna at least get something. Like, who don't want to spend money and at least get something back, to make it seem like it's worth something,
Bro. So, with using credit cards all the time, a huge, I say, barrier to entry, an aspect of fear that a lot of people have is that interest, which is a legitimate concern. So, how do you say people should manage, like, say, the interest? And I know there's a difference between a due date and a reporting date. Mm-hmm. So can you go a little bit in depth in that for people that looking to use their credit cards full time?
Yeah, so for sure, like, that's a main concern everybody look at, because some interest do be high. You know what I'm saying? So my advice that I would give to everybody who using their credit card: when you use your credit card, it should be only for things that you was going to pay for your, with your debit card, so you already have money for, or emergencies. So let's just say you do go out to eat, you was and you got the meal $40 or whatever, and you use your credit card, but you got $40 on your debit card. I would say pay it instant, because what people don't know is that interest rate is only on top of that monthly payment. So let's just say your interest rate is 7%. That don't go until your report balance, until that due date, if that makes sense. That monthly payment, whatever you got to pay, whatever date you got to pay.
Go a little in detail.
Yeah, so basically, let's just say your balance is $100, mm-hmm. and the minimum payment is $30 a month, and that date that you have to pay that is on the 13th. Now, what you can do, and what I advise everyone to do who has a credit card, is to go online and call them and ask them when is their report date. So is it Chase, Amex, whoever it is, Capital One? Call and ask for a report date. That report date is when they report to the credit bureaus all the information about the account. What's the minimum balance? Did you pay on time? What's your balance now? You know what I'm saying? Everything about that account is they're going to report to that report date to the credit bureaus. So the credit bureaus are the people, who got your credit scores and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that they're reporting that account with the best information that's possible. So like I said, you should be paying on that credit card, with the interest and stuff. You can avoid that interest if you pay it all off. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say your report date is on the 13th, right? Or your due date is on the 13th. Your balance is $100. You got to pay $30. If you have that $100, pay that whole $100 off, and that goes straight to the principal and not the interest, because you just paying it right off before that report date. You know what I'm saying? Or that minimum monthly payment date, whatever it is. So if you pay, it off early, it goes straight to the principal, and they don't count it. They only count that interest on your monthly payment. So like I said, let's say that interest rate is 7%. Whatever it is, you may be paying $30 a month on it, but that whole $30 is not going to that $100 balance. Some of that $30 is going to your interest, basically straight to the bank. But like I said, if you pay early, and what I think you should, so if your report date is on the 15th, try to pay it at least 3 days earlier, and like pay it as much off early as you possibly can. Don't always just pay the monthly balance. If you know what I'm saying, if you got it, just pay it off, because then you avoid the interest fees. So that's a way you could cheat the interest fees off, if you just pay off the monthly balance. I mean the whole balance off, right away, instead of just paying that minimum monthly payment.
Balance.
Yeah. So that monthly payment they saying you got to pay every month. some of that is going to the interest rate.
Some of that, okay.
Yeah, so if you just pay, and like, you don't have to pay the whole thing, because sometimes I don't pay my whole thing, and like, so I got an Apple Card, so when I pay it, they'll tell me how much I could pay, and then the rest, and it won't be, you know, going to interest. It'll be 0% interest. So if you pay more, you know what I'm saying, you could, it'll go straight to the principal, basically.
Okay.
Bro.
Okay, cool.
A good rule of thumb for me personally is don't spend money you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
If you wouldn't have bought it on your debit card, don't buy it on your credit card.
Unless it's an emergency.
Bro,
but that's what I feel, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like, hey, that money there, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, just going off the topic, I feel like it's a mindset thing.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I look at money as it's just paper, and it's just it's a come and go type of thing.
It's a tool.
So it's three things when it come to me. Is it an investment? Is it going to help me, or is it going to help my family? You know, someone who I care about. If I have it, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I'll pay for that. That's just how I feel. So, like you said, yeah, if y'all ain't got it, don't pay for it. Like, I know, like, you know, we young, so we got, like, you know, people in our generation who feel like clothes is a big thing. Hey, if you ain't got that money to buy them designer clothes, whatever, don't use your credit card, because I promise y'all gonna be, that interest rate goes stack on top of y'all. It's just gonna be too much. So, like bro say, don't spend money if you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's an emergency. Like, I know people have car problems, whatever the case is, you got to go to work. Hey, you need that car to go to work to even pay this credit card bill a month. So make sure that car right, so you can still bring in that income. So when it comes to situations like that, yeah, boom, spending money. But if you ain't got it and you trying to spend it on dumb stuff, trips or something like that, nah, don't do that, bro.
No, that's facts. Like, and honestly, it's really a blessing, because it's one of those things where, you know, you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yep.
So if you were just straight debit card, by the time you, let's say, become aware of the opportunity to invest, you don't even have the access to the capital. You don't have no history built up. So now you're going and trying to get into this space, and you basically starting fresh. Starting fresh is cool, but you having that history, you having 2 years of good payment history, you go to that lender. Bro, my mom was literally like, she missed a payment, and she called Capital One and was like, I just forgot. And she didn't get a derogatory mark on her account. Derogatory marks are huge.
Communication.
Bro, it's a relationship. You literally have a
like
relationship with the bank.
My bad to cut you off, but the relationship, like, bro, they understand life. You know what I'm saying? But they also have respect to people who, you know, treat their relationship good. Let's just say me and Cam, you know, we got a relationship, you know what I'm saying, and I do something just because of something. You know, life be lifing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Life be lifing, bro. Like, you know, just to meet here, if I told him I was late for a specific reason, which I was, because life be lifing, and I told bro, I communicated with him, and boom, we found the solution. That's just like with these credit card companies, bro. They understand life be lifing, and if y'all built a relationship, you know what I'm saying, and they seen like, oh, she never made a late payment before, you know what I'm saying, then she's calling in and trying to fix the situation, bro, they gonna understand, bro, and they gonna at least try to help, you know what I'm saying, because some people, you know, they're businesses, and they, like I said, they want your relationship, they want your debt, so, you know, any way possible that they can, they'll help you out, but what they not gonna do is, this is a repetitive problem, you know, and you're not communicating and trying to solve the problem. That's one thing that's not gonna happen. So, man, just treat every relationship good, forget just credit, you know, just in life in general, and you're gonna reap the benefits of that.
That's facts. Literally, like, a lot of people say what goes around comes around. I say be as intentional as possible in your relationships and your day-to-day conversation in general. Like, really, like, why am I speaking to this individual? Because that's what's really going to set you up. Like, credit going to get you right. That's, like, a foundation for financial literacy. And then actual savings, and then actual business plans, and then financial projecting, like you said. Bro, all of that, you have to be around like-minded individuals for that to actually come into fruition the way that you want it to. Because you probably could be a self-made millionaire with all the online businesses nowadays, but in order for you to build something that's perpetual, for you to build something that's going to scale, you really want to collaborate with people. Yes. Even if it's collaborating with other people that are in the same industry as you. Like, two are always greater than one. If you and your shorty, you just heard me say it, that's per LLC. You getting approved for hundreds of thousands of dollars. From his method, bro, that's per LLC. So you got an LLC and your shorty, y'all say you got two LLCs and your shorty got two LLCs. Now y'all got two credit profiles to use. Y'all on the same thing. Y'all like, look, we gonna work. We gonna make sure that we not spending money we don't have. If it's an emergency, cool. Ideally, use the one credit card that you know still got that 0% interest. Because even the personal credit cards come with that. Like, read your credit card statement. Not statements, but like, read the benefits. Read the terms. Yeah. Exactly. User agreement. Bro. Read the user agreement. But like, bro, just being intentional, bro. So
I like what you said with that, though. Like, especially us young, but like any relationship out there, bro, like he just told y'all like the power of that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all really saying how y'all supposed to be, y'all want to get married, this and this and that, do that first. Create something for y'all, you know, to establish a financial life. You know what I'm saying? A good financial life. Like you just said, bro, using the methods that I take, y'all can get $100,000 per LLC. You know what I'm saying? Y'all create two, whatever the case is, y'all create one. That's $200,000 that y'all can go invest into. So you, boom, dump some of that money into real estate. Boom, dump some of that money into stocks or whatever business y'all want to start. But I feel like everybody should have multiple streams of income. So let's just say your dream job is to become a teacher. Not to throw no shade at teachers, but teachers don't live that lifestyle that they can always live, you know, with their income. But it might be something that you genuinely want to do. But you don't want that to control your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You want to go do this on summer break. Okay, have another stream of income. Invest that. You know what I'm saying? So I say definitely utilize that to your advantage when you have another person with you, bro, and y'all locked in on the same thing, bro. Y'all can do amazing things together. But y'all gotta be locked in with it, and you know, doing that, especially when we young, bro, and starting that's leaving houses for y'all kids, for y'all families. That's leaving generational wealth, you know, for y'all. And we ain't talking about being the richest person in the world, but y'all definitely want y'all kids to, you know, grow up comfortably.
Oh, bro, you setting them up for success. That's how I see it. And most importantly, like even more important than the assets themselves, is instilling that financial literacy. Because the values and the mentality that you instill in your kids is what will determine their future. If you raise them in abundance and they don't know, like, bro, there's people that's really out here living in lack, they gonna go and they gonna spend it. If you raise them with a liability mentality, they will spend all of your wealth. But if you raise them with core values, you raise them with key financial literacy, you educate them on credit. You let them know, like, look, the taxes and the water bill have to be paid on this property, because I know Cook County specifically, that water bill is going to accrue it's going to accrue regularly, regardless of if y'all using the water or not.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be a lien against the property if nobody been paying it. So you have to educate your kids. Y'all need to learn about trusts and step up in basis. So when you pass down this property to your kid, they not paying 30, 40, 80,000 in capital gains taxes because you decide to pass it down without a trust in place. That has built it intentionally for tax purposes, with liability coverage as well, which is primarily what trust is for. But that's something you go through with your attorney. Like, instilling that into them is what's necessary. And even before y'all get married, like, everybody has FHA eligibility. I encourage everybody to go get, say, a 2 to 4 unit, because you can qualify for a 2 to 4 unit with an FHA loan. They have what's called a 203K loan. You can build appreciation. So you may go find something that need work, you put money into it, and that's worth more than what you bought it for and the money you put into it. So now you got equity just because you decided to have some work done on it. And your FHA eligibility becomes 1 when you married. So I encourage y'all to learn about all of the loan products that y'all have available, all of y'all opportunities before y'all get married, because now y'all are seen as one entity. And if y'all had bought the properties before y'all got married, y'all would have been able to get 2 to 4 units.
Yeah.
That's game, folks. That's literally game.
I ain't like, everything we talking about is what y'all can call it, what the quote unquote rich do, but like y'all can do it too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing, you know, big. It's just you gotta expand your mind to the things you're doing. So like doing this, watching this podcast is gonna be one of the things that's gonna help y'all do this. And like, you know, we're doing it now. We're establishing something, but I do want to say this ain't gonna be no easy thing to do. You know, it ain't no walk in the park. You know, as good as we making it sounds, it still takes hard work, and it's still a process that comes with patience, you know, and obstacles that you gotta go over. You know what I'm saying? But being broke hard too. So, you know, and being broke comes with obstacles. Being broke comes with being patient. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just really up to you. Y'all determine y'all life. You know what I'm saying? It's all in y'all control.
Oh, bro, that's facts. Everything is intentionality in your relationships with people and your relationships with the lenders. in your decision to buy this crib, don't buy a crib just because it's cheap, because it may be in an area where you cannot build appreciation. Like, make sure it's a good buy. Like, make sure you dealing with, let's say, a realtor that you trust, that you know can help you find properties that will actually be assets, that when you buy them and you put this work in, it's actually going to create the equity that you want to see. So you, bro, be intentional in everything. Like, analysis by paralysis, well, paralysis by analysis is real. Like, so be, bro, how did she say it? Prioritize action. Because honestly, you'd rather lose trying to learn than lose by not doing it ever. It's a lot of people that don't walk in their purpose. So, bro, like, prioritize action. Regardless of if you got to get to a comfortable state, whatever, like, prioritize action. Like, say, okay, I'm going to learn about this for X amount of time. After this amount of time, if I'm comfortable, I'm going to go into it. Even if I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to find me a mentor that already did it. I'm going to execute. Either way, you have to set deadlines for yourself, because that's what's going to set you up for success. And your people. If you a man, that's what's going to set you and your shorty and your family up for success. So, with that said, man, if y'all have any questions, make sure y'all hit up Justin, his Instagram down below.
At Justo the CEO on Instagram, man. That's JUSTOTHECEO, man.
Bro. With that said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I pray that y'all have a blessed day. Peace out.